Hello everybody, and welcome to another video from Mac User. And in today's episode we're going to look at the legacy version of Mac OS and how we can run Microsoft Office 365. So let's get into it. So if you're running an older or legacy version of Mac OS, this can be anything from 12 and before, so Monterey, Big Sur, etc. The way I work it is anything from around 3 years ago on its official release date is what Apple and Microsoft support. Anything after that, you're in the grounds of legacy operating systems. There can be many reasons why you're running a legacy version of Mac OS, from the famous "I just didn't get round to upgrading" to the limitations of the hardware that you're actually using on a day-to-day basis. So in this video, I'm going to show you the workaround if you're running Monterey on an old machine that cannot be upgraded. So from this screen, I am in the 365 account. I then click on the download app from Office 365 and I can download and run the installer. Once it's downloaded, I then can get confronted with the message saying my Mac OS is too old to run this version of Office 365. Oh dear. Tend not to let you know until you actually use the program in question. Microsoft Office does have a tendency to auto-update, and if you're not careful, after running the update, some of the applications will stop working. More on that on a later video. To get round that famous update, you can turn off auto updates application. So within any of the programs like Word or Excel, you can actually untick the auto updates, and that will then again prolong that version of Microsoft Office. However, if you've got this error where you cannot use the applications, you have to go to the Microsoft Legacy web page. I have left a link in the description below. You will then have to navigate to the last version of 365 application that you can download and run successfully on your machine, so you can carry on using Microsoft Office packages. And I can hear the question already. So how do I know what is the last version we can successfully run on our Mac? Here we are at the Legacy website, and I've located the last version of Office 365 which can be installed on Monterey. So it's the August 2024 build. On the Legacy page, it shows you the build number, but what would have been really handy would be if Microsoft had added which build number works with which operating system. I have started to put a list together of the different Microsoft builds and place them on one of my pages on my website. Again, I'll place the link in the description below, but you would have thought Microsoft would have added within the Legacy page what the Mac OS build number can run on that version. Okay, so I've successfully downloaded the correct build number for my machine running Monterey. I have now two options. Number one, I can just delete the applications, the old applications, the ones that are causing the problem, empty the trash, and you could do a reboot, which is not required, but I suppose it is good practice. And then all you do is run that legacy version of Office 365 installer on that Mac. The other option would be you can just run the legacy version over the top of the existing version you've already got installed on the Mac and see how it goes. I have tested both methods and I found that they both work very nicely. So that is actually quite a nice feature from Microsoft. In the old days, you would have had to have deleted the application, emptied the bin, done a reboot, and sometimes go into the P listings within the library and remove certain parts of the application files that reference Office 365, which was a right mess. And then hoping that that would actually fix when you run the installer and the Microsoft packages. It didn't always work that way. It seems that Microsoft had developed a better, more robust installation package for the legacy versions of macOS with the versions of Office 365. I am guessing, but it's probably to keep the many users that are still running the old versions of macOS happy, are limited by the confounds of the hardware architecture, which then obviously forces you to upgrade so that the applications can continue working. So there we have it. It was a pretty short video showing the process of installing a legacy version of Microsoft Office 365 on a legacy version of Mac OS from the Microsoft website, because their hardware cannot be upgraded and they're still paying the Office 365 license subscription based system. Obviously Microsoft and Apple realistically want you to upgrade to the latest version of Mac OS. And if that means that you have to spend your hard-earned pocket money on a new Mac, so be it. I'll be looking at OneDrive and SharePoint at a later date, and with the issues that you're going to encounter with legacy versions of macOS and workarounds to get OneDrive and SharePoint working. Watch this space. Bit of a fun fact for you, I downloaded the legacy version and installed it. I then tested whether I could install a later version of the 365 builds on Monterey, and it seemed to work. The applications all opened up quite happily, even though if you ran the software update, it would tell you that that build number is not available for Monterey. But I think you have to work around only one build above the recommended version. Outside of that, I think you'll just get an error code of it not installing. Anyway, I hope that that was useful. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. And as always, I hope you have a great day.